He had a tryout with the Kansas City Royals. I'll bet you didn't know that about my guest today. Billy Bob Thornton is my guest. Welcome to another episode of What's Up with Wendy's podcast. July and August, I'm running the best of. You won't want to miss these. They're all great. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to my podcast. I'm on every major platform. Best known for his roles in such films as Monsters Ball and Sling Blade, Oscar-winning screenwriter, director, musician, singer, songwriter, drummer, Academy Award winner, Billy Bob Thornton is joining me, along with Grammy Award-winning recording engineer and co-founder of the Boxmasters, J.D. Andrew. They are joining me. They are celebrating their album, Somewhere Down the Road. Welcome, both of you, to my show, Billy Bob and J.D.
Thank you for having us. Well, thank you. Yes, thanks.
Somewhere Down the Road. So the Boxmasters are back on the tour, the biggest road show yet. Tell us about it.
Well, we just got off a tour just a few months ago, and we're back out already. This record is something that people have really liked, and it's a 2-record set, which is kind of rare, I guess, these days. We had the time and the desire, and we wanted to go back out right away. And, we like to hit different parts of the country each time. So we're coming up east there this time along the coast. And we're really looking forward to it. The last tour was mainly more like the Midwest and the South, Illinois and Missouri and Alabama and Tennessee, places like that. And now we're going to hit a lot of spots up there on the East Coast, so we're really looking forward to it because we haven't been there in a few years.
Tell us about the show. I love the title of the album, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, this show, we on the records, Billy plays drums and I play bass and, a lot of guitars. And on this show, Billy comes out front to be our, wild and crazy frontman.
No.
And he does a lot of David Lee Roth, baton twirling. So, but no, I mean, we come out, we're a band that has been heavily influenced by the British invasion and, late 60s LA rock and stuff. So we come out, we put on it's a rock and roll show. And, previously our older records from, 2008, 2009 were a lot more, stylized, kind of, country leaning stuff mixed with British invasion. But we kind of, grown past that over the years. And so now it's become more of a jangly rock and roll show with a few moodier, songs from the second disc of Somewhere Down the Road, kind of interspersed in the middle. So, it's a rock and roll show. And,
I love
we played
it.
a place in Texas where, they didn't quite understand that, we weren't really a country band. And so, it was kind of like the Blues Brothers playing, behind the chicken wire.
So your band was formed in 2007. Billy Bob, J.D., along with Teddy and Brad. Tell us about how you guys all came together.
Well, it was J.D. was working on one of my solo records because I did 4 solo records before this. And J.D. was working as an engineer, and I was asked to do a song for a television show. And the band wasn't together at the time. We were all doing different things. And I asked J.D. if he wouldn't mind playing guitar and doing this song with me. We did it, and we liked the sound of it, and we decided to take some British invasion songs and kind of put some hillbilly music into them and see what would happen. And we did that, and we liked the sound of it. And, like J.D. said, the first 2 records were, there were experiments. We decided, hey, let's see if we, sing these things kind of like David Allan Coe and kind of old-fashioned or hillbilly or whatever, and marry the British invasion with hillbilly music, and just see what happens. And then we wore the suits from Liverpool and all that kind of stuff, and so they were very stylized. And then ultimately we just started doing music the way we naturally play it. So we just sound like we sound. And over the years, JD and I have been the constants in the band. We founded the band together, and then we've had members kind of come and go in our touring band. Because as JD said, we make the records by ourselves, essentially. Me, him, and Ted, and sometimes Brad. And but live, we have to make a lot more racket, so we hire a couple of musicians to go with us on the road, because as JD said, I have to be out front singing, so we hire a drummer to go out with us live and a bass player because JD does bass and guitar. And so, yeah, we're heavily influenced by Big Star out of Memphis. A lot of people have compared us to them, and which is quite an honor to be compared to them. And the new record has been received very well, and the tour has. And we couldn't be happier or luckier people to be in this band and to have the fans we have. And we always tell people that we don't have as many fans as Bruce Springsteen or somebody like that, but the ones that we have are really great. We've got a great cult following, and we really appreciate them so much.
Just a little fun fact, you two. So I heard the Boxmasters are exceptional bowlers. Where'd that come from?
I don't know if we're exceptional or not, but we do tend to bowl a lot. Anytime we have a night off, we bowl, and I think the story started about us because we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, several years ago, and Def Leppard was there, and they were off on the same night as us. And we ran into Joe, the lead singer, in the hotel lobby, and he said, "What are you guys up to?" We said, "We're going bowling." He said, "Hey, we'd love to go bowling." So a couple of the Def Leppard guys went with us. And this story started that we had a competition between the Boxmasters and Def Leppard, and that we beat Def Leppard and all this. But in fact, we just all went bowling together. We didn't really bowl against Def Leppard. But yeah, we love it.
I love bowling. I have to say, it's that one old-fashioned thing that when you bowl, it's so fun. And I don't do it that often, but when I do it, I love it.
Oh,
yeah, it's a great,
in the daytime, we should go.
Well, I just want to say, when I was reading about you, Billy Bob, particularly, I was taken aback by some of the things that I didn't know about you. I didn't know that you were a baseball player in high school, that you had a dream to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals, and that you had a tryout with the Kansas City Royals. Who knew that?
Yeah, I did. They used to have these traveling camps and everything. I tried out for the Royals. I got my collarbone broken. I was a pitcher, and it was kind of, locally, but in Arkansas and the state, I was a pretty big pitcher. My last season, I went 8-1 or 9-1, something like that.
Wow.
Led the league in strikeouts. Yeah, I was a junk pitcher. I threw pretty well, and but these days JD and I are both still obsessed with baseball. He's a Dodger fan, and I'm a Cardinal fan. So we're on the bus. The great thing is we have DirecTV, so we have the baseball package, and we can watch all the games, and that's pretty much what we do on the bus is watch baseball.
Well, I have to say, I loved reading your back history. Your mom is a psychic. Your dad was a history teacher and coached basketball, one of my favorite sports.
Right.
You're a father to 4.
Mm-hmm. People always talk about the rock and roll road and how crazy it is and everything. It's like, we're all married with kids, so we have a pretty tame bus, It's like a peanut butter sandwich is a wild day.
Peanut butter. I like that. Well, my kids, it's goes by in a minute, right?
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But what impressed me and what surprised me the most is that there's so much out there, about all celebrities and everything, and you've been in so many amazing movies, and your career is so successful, and your marriage to Angelina Jolie was all over the place. But you're really like this, old-fashioned guy who grew up in Arkansas, and I there was a story I also read that there was a doctor that took care of you when you couldn't, and you're in debt to him. You've always remembered that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that about you. I'm even a bigger fan now.
Oh well, that's very sweet of you. I'm just sort of a guy who keeps trying.
Well, you're doing okay. Could you pick a favorite movie though?
That I've been in?
Yes.
Gosh, I mean, well, Sling Blade's always going to be close to my heart because that was the one that kind of kicked everything off in a bigger way. And even though I've been working for years and years, that's the one where I became, known globally or whatever. But I did a movie called The Man Who Wasn't There with the Coen brothers, a black and white movie. It came out in about 2000.
Yep, I've seen it.
And that's one of my favorites. Simple Plan, Monsters Ball, Bad Santa, all of those. My movies are all kind of different than each other, so it's kind of hard to pick one. If I did the same type of movie all the time, it might be easier to pick a favorite, but they're all a little bit different.
Well, it seems like you guys have a lot of fun.
We do, yeah. We know each other really well, me and Ted and JD, and so it's nice to travel with the guys that you hang out with at home anyway,
That's right. And
so, that's about it.
And if you want what would you like your fans to know about you guys, for both of you?
I just like them to know that we love to play live for the fans because it's an immediate connection to the fans. It's like you put a record out and then a couple of months later you're able to go out there and play the music for them. So we just want our fans to know that we like to make a personal connection with them, that we're not up there to just, blast through the songs and leave, that we actually like to talk to them. And we love playing live and we love being there with the fans. So don't be shy.
I have to ask you one last question or my audience will be really sad. Do you still speak to Angelina?
Yeah, from time to time, sure. I mean, we'll always be friends. Yeah. So once in a blue moon, we chat. Yeah. It's been a while, but she's busy. She's all over the place.
She is busy. It was really a pleasure. Thank you both so much.
Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
You can check out my new website at whatsupwithwendy.com, subscribe, and check out past interviews. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at What's Up with Wendy. Thanks for tuning in.